Hello, everyone. Due to technical issues we had with the original webinar, I've decided to re-record it for the purpose of sharing it with our retailers. So it will be all of the same information, just with no technical issues or long pauses like last time. Just want to let you know that this re-recorded presentation will eventually be hosted on our website, awgadvertising.com. To let you know, I will start with very high-level information and then narrow it down to more specific subjects. So if you're familiar with social media marketing, bear with me through the introductory topics. If you're not as familiar with social media marketing and it starts to go over your head, please don't hesitate to contact me with any questions you have. I will provide my contact information at the end of the presentation. So just a quick overview of what I'm going to discuss today. I'm going to go over the 4 major social media channels. I'm going to talk to you about the ideal content for each channel, how to pay for a promoted post or pay for an ad on Facebook, why to avoid always selling on social media, how to manage negative feedback, and running promotions. So the 4 major social media channels that I'm going to discuss are those that are the most popular usually, and definitely most popular with our AWG retailers. I know other brands are using Snapchat, Tumblr, Vine, Periscope, things like that. But since these are the 4 most popular with our retailers, that's what I'm going to focus on today. Facebook is the first one I'm going to discuss, and Facebook allows you to connect personally with your customers. We use it to post stores' weekly ads, either directly sharing the ad pages or a link to their website. We also share in-store pictures, giveaways, and promotions. We also respond to feedback from customers on this channel. And despite rumors to the contrary, Facebook is still the largest network by accounts and active users. It's still also the most popular with our AWG retailers, as we currently manage approximately 80 Facebook pages. And as you'll see there, based on Pew Research, it is being used by 71% of adult internet users. Next is Twitter. It's all about the here and now. On Twitter, there's a 140 character limit, so it's important to only share small bits of information at a time. It's common to provide links to longer articles or Facebook pages, websites, etc. Since the information is shared in short facts, quips, or links, Twitter moves at a faster pace. Twitter also provides a great way to directly interact with your customers for feedback or general conversations to build engagement. And then as you can see, 23% of adult users are on Twitter, internet users. Instagram is an online mobile and photo video sharing app. It's all about the visual. It's all about pictures and videos. You can use it to share photos and videos of the inside of your store, the products you sell, and in-store events. And 26% of adult internet users are currently on Instagram. Pinterest allows your store to share information and separate them into virtual pin boards. It's sort of like an inspiration board, but on a website. And each board can be used for posting recipes, food preparation ideas, food tips, kitchen organization, food safety, things along those lines. 28% of adult internet users currently are on Pinterest. So now I'm going to discuss what is the ideal content for brands to share on each channel and how often to post. For Facebook, just want to let you know I'm going to go over the ideal content, and then I'm actually going to show you a real-life example from an AWG retailer to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So for Facebook, it's pictures, which include graphics, in-store pictures, photo albums, like I said earlier with the ad pages, you could do that, photo collages, etc. You can also share links on Facebook. I would suggest to pay attention to the link previews when you're sharing something. Make sure that there's a picture available. Facebook makes it really easy that you can upload your own, so if it's not loading directly from the website, you can pull one from the website and include that link in the link preview. And also make sure that all of the text lines up accordingly and makes sense and gets across what you're trying to share with that particular link. You can also just share a straight text update. Try to make sure that it's not too long. You don't have the same limited character limit. There is a character limit, but it's not 140 like Twitter. But what you want to do is make sure you grab the customer's attention. So you don't want to make it too long that they just skip over it and aren't interested in reading. Ideally, we would prefer our retailers to post no more than twice a day, usually only once a day. If you think of it like you were following a friend on Facebook and they posted too often and it starts to get a little annoying, you definitely don't want to do that with a business page. You don't want to overwhelm them with posts constantly. You're going to start to see people unfollowing you or unliking the page completely. So as I said, I am going to share with you a real life example of this. So let me just switch my sharing. Sorry about that. We'll pull this up. Okay, so as I said, this is a real life AWG retailer. It's Larson's Piggly Wiggly in Water Valley, Mississippi. And just to give you an idea of some of the things that they share, food facts. As we scroll down, they share a link to their ad. This is a great way to get traffic to your website. Engaging customers with questions about different types of food, and particularly, something that's seasonal, in this case, hot cocoa during the winter. Links to recipes, and I could go on and on to just kind of give you an idea of what you can share on your social media or on your Facebook page. Okay, and let's move back to the slideshow. All right, so let's move on to Twitter. With Twitter, again, I'll start with the summary and then switch over to an actual page to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. So again, with Twitter, you have 140 characters. Got to keep that in mind. Links to longer articles and web pages are ideal, but make sure you include a blurb so it's not just a link to something and they have no context for what it is. Short, engaging questions or quotes are good for Twitter as well. Pictures are not as ideal on Twitter. It's better. Those are better for Facebook and Instagram, but you have the option to share pictures on Twitter. The only problem is it's going to show up as a preview and look a little smaller, and then the user has to click on it to see the full picture. So again, not as ideal as Facebook and Instagram, but it's still an option. The frequency, tweet as often as you want, but again, don't be that annoying person on Twitter who's posting too much. You're going to get people unfollowing you pretty quickly if you blow up their newsfeed constantly. So, and a reminder about Twitter, it tends to do well in areas with a younger demographic, like a college town, which actually leads me into my real life example. So I will pull this up for you real quick. It is the Larson's Cash Saver, and this is in Oxford, Mississippi. It's Ole Miss, so this one does very well. As you can see, they have quite a few followers, and they do tend to get a lot of engagement on this page. So just a quick idea, again, pictures do well, but you have to see the full picture. You have to click on it. So we also share links to their ads on there as well. And again, links to recipes. In this case, they have some new beer that they're excited to promote. So, and I think that did pretty well. Yeah, it's gotten 3 retweets and 5 likes. So, again, it's another great way to engage with your customers and get the word out. So. All right, so let's move on to Instagram. As I said, picture and video sharing, so it's all about the pictures. You can share videos, but users are limited to 15 seconds on the videos, and promoted posts for businesses are allowed up to 30 seconds, but it's more ideal to share the pictures. So you can't include links currently on the picture. You can only include them in your bio, which is basically your info section on your account for your page. So you also need to keep in mind that the text will truncate on Instagram posts. So again, try to keep it short and sweet. You want your picture to do all the talking anyway, so you don't want to put a lot of text on there to begin with. We recommend that you post once, no more than twice a day on Instagram, just trying to keep that to a minimum. Again, just not wanting to annoy people and overwhelm them with too much content. So I'm going to switch over and I am going to show you the Best Choice Instagram feed. Now this is ideal for on the phone. It's more of an on-the-go. It's why it's called Instagram. It's more of an on-the-go app. So, but you can access other people's profiles and interact with their profiles on a web platform as opposed to on your phone. So, just to give you kind of an idea of what we share from the Best Choice Instagram account, just different recipe ideas, using Best Choice products, obviously. You can see here, she put together the recipe beforehand and made a cool shot that way, but she also shares pictures of the actual recipe once it's done. The Best Choice calendar, we've got some artwork from that we've been sharing on our Best Choice page. So for stores, it's more about sharing in-store pictures, graphics maybe from a promotion that you're doing. Try not to, as you'll learn later, try not to sell too much on social media. You want to engage people, and there's no better way to do that than with pictures of food. So it's definitely a way to engage your customers that way on Instagram. With Pinterest, it's like Twitter. You probably want to link to longer articles or a website, think recipes, things like that. With Pinterest, you can also share infographics. People aren't necessarily always going to click through to your website. So you do want to maybe share just something that they can quickly and easily look at just on the pin, which is why photos also tend to do well. We recommend pinning approximately 5 times a day. This is one where they're more likely going to be searching for things and maybe not always necessarily looking directly in the feed. So that's something to keep in mind with how often you want to post. There's a little bit more leeway to post on Pinterest as opposed to maybe Facebook or Twitter. So, and I'm also going to share you an example from Best Choice from this as well. So let me pull up their account. So as you can see, they have a few pin boards that are related to, getting healthy for the new year, tailgate time for the Super Bowl, something love is in the air for Valentine's Day, apps, things like that. And as you click into the board, you can see the pins in more detail. So again, recipes, 12-minute chicken and broccoli recipe. This is definitely great for recipes and where you'll probably find the most engagement on your posts, or your pins, excuse me, with Instagram. So all right, so now I'm going to talk about paying for a promoted post or ad on Facebook. This next section will focus heavily on Facebook because, again, it's the biggest and most popular platform. It's also the most robust platform for brands, which you'll see in a moment. You can do promoted posts and tweets and things like that, tweets and then promoted posts and pins on Instagram and Pinterest, but we find that more of our retailers focus on paying for promotions and promoted posts and ads on Facebook. So with a promoted post, how you do it is you can click on the boost post after you've already posted something on your page. You can also boost a post while it's still scheduled. That's an option as well. And then you can also go through your ads manager, which is on your page, on your home page, as opposed to when you go to your actual profile. Again, it's usually pretty easy just to look at a post that you want to promote and then just go to that boost post button right there. So that's usually the option we go with our retailers. Here's a quick look at what it will actually look like when you promote the post. You'll be able to target it by people who like your page, people who like your page and their friends, or people you choose through targeting, which gives you a little bit more room to focus on, maybe not just necessarily targeting the post to your customers, your current fans, but to potential fans, potential customers. You can edit your audience to be, within a certain mile radius of your store, certain age groups. And if this is just a screenshot, but if I were to scroll down, you can also base it on their interests. So if you're trying to, sway customers away from your competition, you can type in that you want people who are interested in your competition. Now they have to follow that competition on Facebook. They have to like their page, because that's the way Facebook will pull in those people who are interested in that competition. So why do we do promoted posts? Well, there's this mysterious thing called a Facebook algorithm. It's a very mysterious formula they use for determining what a user will see in their news feed. The algorithm is unknown to those who are not, working directly for Facebook, and it changes pretty often. So, and the point of the algorithm is you want to get higher engagement on your posts. You want likes, comments, and shares, because that means that it's going to be seen by more people. But sometimes you don't want to count on organic engagement, which is the likes, comments, and shares. So Facebook has somewhat become a pay-to-play for businesses. So paying for a post will ensure that your post is seen by, hundreds, if not thousands of people, depending on how much you pay. And again, I told you earlier, you can target your audience with a promoted post. So it's a great way to not only target the people who are already following your page and interested in your store and go to your store regularly, but to attract new customers as well. A few things to keep in mind with a promoted post is there is an approval process. So you're only allowed to have 20% of the image covered in text. That's to avoid, spamming people basically with information that they wouldn't want to necessarily see in their profile, or in their newsfeed, excuse me. So this means you can't boost your ad page, which you really wouldn't want to anyway. That's not something I think that's going to grab people's attention necessarily the way that a simple image or a simple graphic would. This is the same if you're sharing a link preview. The link preview can't have more than 20% text. And as you can see here on the slide, Facebook offers a grid tool that will help you, if you want to upload a picture that you're thinking of boosting, you can then use the grid tool to determine if there is in fact 20% of text in the image. So you also can't use copyrighted images in a boosted post. This will cause it to get rejected. And, this is another reason to avoid boosting your ad-related posts. You have a lot of copyrighted logos on your ad pages, so that's something to keep in mind. And like I said, posts can be rejected because there is a review process. So your post that you boost is not necessarily going to get boosted right away. It can take, anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, depending on how long the review process actually takes. So, I'd also like to quickly explain to you the difference between a boosted post and an ad, because they are two different things. As you can see here, the options to target the audience for your ads is similar to that of a boosted post, but as opposed to showing up in a user's newsfeed, it's going to show up on the sidebar. I'm sure all of you who have, Facebook personal accounts have seen these on the side. The sidebar of your newsfeed. So you can pretty much promote anything you want on there in terms of your business. You want to link back to something, whether it's your Facebook page, whether it's your website, but you can personalize the pictures, the link right here, and the text below. There are limits on it, so that's something to keep in mind. And when I talk about engagement and other metrics, you might be wondering where you can find this information on your Facebook profile. And this brings me to Facebook Analytics. So you can find any of these analytics that I show you by clicking on the Insights tab on the top of your store's business page. Facebook gives you an overall breakdown of your analytics, as you can see here. Again, this is just very high level. I won't go into the the nitty-gritty details of all the things that you can see on your analytics, but just wanted to give you an idea of just some of the basic stuff you can find on there. And this is actually a real store. It's in Kansas City, but I've removed the name so I don't share any of their background information, but did want to show you an actual store and just give you an idea of what you can see on your Facebook analytics. So you can also see a little bit more in-depth statistics for each individual post that you put up. Again, this is an actual store here in Kansas City, and just gives you an idea of what kind of reach and engagement you're getting. Are you getting people to click on your post, like, comment, or share, and then shows you how many people will see it. Now, none of these have been paid posts, so you'll see a difference in organic versus paid reach. So in this case, all of this is organic, but if there were a paid reach, it'd be a slightly darker color of orange to kind of delineate between the organic versus the paid. Another really interesting and great analytics tool that Facebook offers is when your fans are online. Here at AWG, we use this to determine when is the best time to post on our retailers' pages. As you can see from this screenshot, it gives you the option to hover over days of the week. So if you're getting ready to post something on a Friday, you can determine, is it better for me to post it around noon or 9 o'clock, 9 p.m., things like that. And it's a great way for you to get a little more insight on when your fans are online and when they're more likely to engage with your post. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about not overselling on your social media. It's very important to limit your sales-related posts to no more than 2 a week is usually what we try to recommend to our retailers. You know, this includes your weekly ad, new items, or a store event, or a limited time sale. The reason we suggest this is you want to share engaging and entertaining content on any of your social media. You want to share content from others, like other local businesses, the local chamber of commerce, or even local charities. Highlighting info and events in your area is also a great way to get more engaging posts and engage with other businesses. Kind of treat your social media pages like a digital storefront where you support your local businesses just as you would in your store. And the ultimate goal is to make your social media content a value add to your customers. Nobody wants to be sold to all the time, so share information and entertain them. Now we're going to talk about one of the most frequently asked questions I get from AWG retailers. How do I manage negative feedback on social media? And I know your first instinct will be to automatically delete it. But again, think of your social media profiles as you would a real life interaction in your store. You wouldn't just ignore a customer who had a complaint if they walked up to you. So treat your social media the same way. So don't automatically delete the Facebook post or comment, or the Instagram or Pinterest comment. You can't delete somebody else's tweet, so that's not really an issue on Twitter, but you know, just something to keep in mind that you don't want to automatically delete it. Like, take the time to determine whether or not it makes sense to delete it and whether or not it's an actual question or a problem you could resolve. You know, deleting the comment on your profile, the negative comment on your profile will be visible to everyone else who goes to your page or who follows your page. But if you delete it, you're going to risk making an upset customer even more mad. So if you answer their questions and ideally even help them solve their issue, you're showing all of those people who see the comment that you know how to handle customer feedback and that you're willing to handle it even on social media. But I do know that sometimes you do have to delete a comment. And the best way to deal with this is to set and post community guidelines on your page somewhere, any of your profiles, and cite those if a customer posts something with inappropriate language or derogatory terms, or negatively calls out an employee or another customer by name. Again, respond to any kind of negative feedback the way you would to a customer in a store. Don't automatically delete it. Don't ignore it. Answer it as quickly and as efficiently as you can. But unfortunately, you do tend to have those customers who want to troll your profile for whatever reason. And so there are ways to keep them from commenting or coming to your page, seeing your page again, depending on the social media platform. So with Facebook, you can ban a user Now they can still see your page and share your posts, but they won't be able to comment on anything or directly post to your page. With Twitter, you have the option to either mute or block a user. With muting, you won't see their tweets, but they still see yours. With blocking, this user can't follow you, they can't direct message you, view your tweets, add your account to the lists, or tag you in a photo, so they're completely blocked. So something else to keep in mind if somebody's harassing you on social media. And then with Instagram, you can block the user, and Pinterest, you can block the pinner. So you can block somebody from both of those accounts from interacting with you. Now I'm going to briefly talk about running promotions. Again, I'll focus more on Facebook. We have more retailers on Facebook. We do more promotions, so that's just where our retailers tend to focus. So that's where I'll be focusing on for this. I'll talk a little bit about Twitter, but mostly Facebook. So the great things about promotions is they help you build a larger, more engaged customer base. They also show the store's generosity by giving away a prize to the winner. So with Facebook, one of the easiest ways to do a promotion is to do a like, comment, and share promotion. And with this, you simply ask your followers to like, share, and then comment on the post that you've posted to enter to win a specific prize, either a gift card. I have a store that's doing something for the Super Bowl. They're going to give away a Super Bowl party pack of different types of food. So just really anything that you want to do to give away, especially related to a theme of something that's going on at the time, a holiday or a big national event like the Super Bowl. So those are great because it's a very simple way for the customer to participate. And again, the like, comment, and share increases the engagement on that post and then gets more people to see it. So that's better for your store, better organic engagement and reach for your store's page. So another way you can do a promotion on your Facebook page is to do an entry form contest. I don't know if any of you have seen the Best Choice monthly promos, but they do this on their Facebook page where they direct people to a form that they can fill out, entering their name and email address, and then one person is chosen randomly and then emailed, so that they can get the contact information to them and send them the prize package. Now, it's probably not as ideal for your stores. If you want to just be able to have them come in and pick it up, it's probably easier to do the like, comment, and share, and then you can just coordinate, straight through Facebook. But the entry forms are great for collecting email addresses. If you happen to have an email program for your store, that's a great way to not only do the promotion and get more engagement on your Facebook page, but to also help build your email program. Twitter promotions, the ones we see that do the best are usually retweet campaigns. They're the most successful and the easiest to implement. They're also the easiest for customers to participate in. And these are, pretty self-explanatory. The person who follows your page simply retweets the tweet that you send out asking them, retweet this, enter for a chance to win, $50 gift card to the store. So those are easy for them to participate in, and they're easy for you to track, and then easy to contact the winner. You pick somebody randomly and then just directly tweet at them, congratulations, you've won. Direct message us with your contact information, and then you work out how to get them the information. So we would suggest, avoid doing Twitter promotions too often. You don't want your store to sort of turn in, and really this is for Facebook as well, you don't want your store to turn into the only engagement it's getting is people interacting to enterprises, because that's not necessarily getting the people to always come into your store. So it's a way to occasionally build up engagement and kind of show a little bit of goodwill for your store for giving away, whatever the prize happens to be. So I want to thank you all for watching. So just a reminder, if you have any more in-depth questions you'd like to ask me via email or phone call, here's my contact information. I'm available to talk to you about, pages we manage for you, or a page that you manage on, your store manages on their own, and we can just give you some advice, or if you have any questions on any particular information that I shared, please feel free to contact me at either one of these email address or phone number. So again, thank you for watching and have a good day.